As Marcus Aurelius once said, live in each moment, as if your life and destiny depended solely on the present action. Today we explore how life can unfold magically and effortlessly when we stop forcing events and begin to live in harmony with the natural flow of life. Stoicism is not just a philosophy. It's a practical approach to life that urges us to fully live in the present and accept the world that comes from within. Imagine a person who has realized the essence of not forcing life. Such a person attains inner peace, experiences less stress, and more joy in everyday life. This state of true happiness and harmony is accessible to each of us. Today we will uncover 8 principles that will help change your attitude towards life, making each moment more fulfilling and every action more meaningful. Part 1. Acceptance of impermanence. The acceptance of impermanence is a fundamental principle of Stoic philosophy that can shed light on our relationships with the world around us and with ourselves. At the core of this principle lies the understanding that impermanence is an inherent part of life. The entire reality is constantly changing, subject to the laws of time and causality. It is within this constant flux that both joys and sorrows are hidden. The pursuit of permanence and the fear of change can lead to suffering and anxiety. When we try to control life and resist its natural flow, we subject ourselves to unnecessary tension and stress. Stoics urge us to realize that our resistance to change only amplifies our suffering. Acceptance of impermanence does not mean passivity or indifference. Rather, it is an acknowledgement of reality and an awareness that we cannot control every aspect of our lives. When we accept this, we free ourselves from unnecessary burden and stress, allowing us to find inner peace and tranquility. Stoics teach us not only to endure impermanence but also to see it as an opportunity for personal growth and development. Every change in our lives provides us with new experiences, lessons, and opportunities. Instead of fighting against changes, we can use them to our advantage, striving for the better. Acceptance of impermanence also helps us develop the ability to be flexible and adaptable. When we embrace changes, we can more easily adapt to new circumstances and find solutions even in the most challenging situations. This allows us to be more effective and successful in various aspects of our lives. Ultimately, acceptance of impermanence allows us to live more consciously and harmoniously. When we stop resisting change and begin to see it as an opportunity for personal growth and development, we open up new horizons and attain deep inner peace. Part 2. Cultivation of mindfulness. Cultivating mindfulness is a key aspect of Stoic practice that helps us gain a deep understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Mindfulness is the ability to be present in the moment, to cherish every minute of life, and to perceive the world around us with complete clarity and openness. This Stoic principle teaches us to abandon mental wanderings into the past or future and fully immerse ourselves in the present moment. Mindfulness allows us to fully experience the joy of being here and now, without allowing anxious thoughts and worries about the future or regrets about the past to darken our present. When we are fully present in the current moment, we see the beauty and grandeur of the world around us, savoring every breath, every sound and smell, every moment of life. Mindfulness also helps us develop deeper relationships with others as we become more attentive to their needs, emotions, and experiences. We learn to listen with full attention and understanding, without judging or evaluating, but simply accepting the person as they are. This enables us to strengthen connections with those around us and create harmonious relationships based on mutual respect and support. The practice of mindfulness requires us to be able to focus on the present moment and let go of all unnecessary thoughts and emotions. This is not always easy, especially in a world filled with various distractions and stressors. However, Stoics teach us that mindfulness practice is like exercising our muscles. The more we practice it, the stronger and more flexible our mind becomes. To cultivate mindfulness, we can turn to various practices such as meditation, yoga, deep breathing, or simply observing our breath and sensations in the present moment. These practices help us strengthen our connection with our inner selves, find inner peace and harmony, and appreciate the value of every moment of our lives. Ultimately, cultivating mindfulness opens up a new path to inner peace and happiness. When we learn to cherish every moment of our lives, we gain the ability to live in full harmony with ourselves and the world around us, acquiring a deep sense of well-being and satisfaction. Part 3. The art of letting go. The art of letting go, in the context of Stoicism, is an important aspect in achieving inner peace and harmony with oneself and the surrounding world. It is not just about accepting life as it is, but also actively releasing attachments, expectations, and control over external events. Perhaps one of the most challenging aspects of the art of letting go is the ability to accept the impermanence of the world around us. Life is constantly changing, and our plans and expectations can be disrupted at any moment. Stoics teach us not only to accept these changes, but also to see them as opportunities for growth and development. They teach us to embrace life with an open heart and mind, ready to accept all its challenges and opportunities. Stoics teach us that much of our suffering and anxiety arises from our attachment to things we cannot control. We often experience disappointment when reality does not meet our expectations, or when we futilely try to hold on to something that has already left our lives. However, Stoics teach us to accept the world as it is, and to let go of everything that lies beyond our control. So how can we apply the art of letting go in our everyday lives? Firstly, it involves realizing that many things are beyond our control and accepting this fact. We cannot change the past or predict the future, but we can choose how to react to current circumstances. Instead of worrying about what we cannot change, we can focus on what depends on us and what we can change. Secondly, letting go involves the ability to accept changes in life's uncertainties with dignity and wisdom. We cannot control all events in our lives, but we can choose how we respond to them. Instead of resisting or fighting against changes, we can accept them as an integral part of life and use them as opportunities for growth and development. The third aspect of the art of letting go is freeing ourselves from attachment to material things and external achievements. We often strive for material possessions or accomplishments, thinking that they will bring us happiness and satisfaction. However, Stoics teach us that true happiness does not depend on external circumstances, but comes from our inner harmony and wisdom. The art of letting go is a way to live more consciously and harmoniously, releasing attachments and expectations, and accepting life as it is, with an open heart and mind. Part 4. The power of silence. In the hustle and bustle of the modern world, where events continuously unfold around us, and we are constantly enveloped in sounds and noise, the ability to find moments of silence becomes necessary and valuable. It's not just the absence of sound, but also the opportunity to immerse ourselves in a state of calm and tranquility, where we can savor the moment and gain clarity of thought. The power of silence lies not only in the ability to find solitude amidst the noisy world, but also in the skill of learning to listen to ourselves. When we find moments of silence, we give ourselves the opportunity to pay attention to our thoughts, emotions, and feelings, to those subtle nuances of our inner world that often get lost in the noise of everyday life. Silence contributes not only to calming the mind, but also allows us to find deep inner peace. When we find moments of silence and solitude, we can focus on our breath, on the sensation of our body, on the surrounding space. This allows us to be present in the moment, to be in harmony with ourselves and the surrounding world. One of the important aspects of the power of silence is the ability to gain clarity of thought. When we find moments of solitude, we can separate ourselves from the noise of the external world and focus on our thoughts and ideas. This enables us to contemplate more deeply, analyze our thoughts, and make more conscious decisions. Moreover, silence contributes to finding inner peace. In a world where we are constantly exposed to stress and tension, finding moments of silence becomes a way to rest and recharge. In these moments, we can let go of all worries and anxieties, come to a state of tranquility and harmony with ourselves. The power of silence also lies in the ability to appreciate moments of simplicity and calmness. In the hustle of everyday life, we often get lost in the rush from one task to another, from one moment to the next, without finding time to stop and enjoy the simple moments of life. But when we find moments of silence, we can return to basics, to the sensation of the moment, to the simplicity of being. When we find moments of solitude, we can hear the voice of our inner self, which is often overshadowed by the noise of the external world. This helps us make more conscious decisions and act in accordance with our true nature. By finding moments of silence, we can calm the mind, gain clarity of thought, accept our thoughts and emotions, find inner harmony, and connect with our inner wisdom and intuition. Part 5. Acceptance of what is. Accepting the current reality without resistance is an art that allows us to free ourselves from unnecessary suffering caused by the desire for the world to be different. When we come to accept what is, we stop struggling against what is beyond our control and begin to focus on what we can change or improve. This applies to both external circumstances and our inner world. Accepting the current reality does not mean indifference or giving up on striving for better. It is rather an acknowledgement that lamenting or being discontent with the current situation will not change it. Instead, it is recognizing that to change external circumstances or our internal state, we need to accept the current reality as a starting point. Acceptance of what is also involves understanding that the world will not always align with our expectations and desires. Life is full of surprises, and reality often differs from what we plan or hope for. Accepting this fact allows us to free ourselves from disappointment and disillusionment when things don't go according to our plans. Accepting the current reality also helps us learn flexibility and adaptation. When we accept what is, we can better respond to changes and adapt to new circumstances. This enables us to be more effective and efficient in achieving our goals, even when the surrounding conditions change. Acceptance of the current reality also contributes to the development of inner harmony and tranquility. When we accept what is, we stop resisting what is happening in our lives and begin to live more consciously and calmly. This helps us reduce stress and anxiety that may arise from the mismatch between our expectations and reality. Ultimately, accepting the current reality allows us to free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and find inner peace and balance, even in the face of change and uncertainty. It does not mean inaction or giving up on striving for better, but rather enables us to be more effective and serene in achieving our goals. Part 6. Acceptance of solitude. Accepting solitude also helps us develop self-care and self-improvement skills. When we are in solitude, we can fully focus on ourselves and our needs. This gives us the opportunity to dedicate time to caring for our physical and emotional well-being, as well as to learn new skills and hobbies. Accepting solitude opens up the opportunity to enrich our inner world and develop a deeper understanding of ourselves. In a world saturated with constant contacts and external impressions, solitude provides a unique opportunity to escape the noise and bustle to pay attention to our inner thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Accepting solitude also fosters the development of our inner world and creativity. When we are in solitude, we can freely express our thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment or criticism from others. This allows us to develop our creative abilities and explore new ideas and concepts. Solitude does not necessarily mean isolation or alienation. It is rather an opportunity to be alone with ourselves to explore our thoughts and feelings without external influence. In this state, we can realize our strengths and weaknesses, identify our values and beliefs, and develop strategies for personal growth and development. Accepting solitude also helps us strengthen our relationships with others. When we are confident in ourselves and our place in the world, we can maintain healthier and more harmonious relationships with other people. We can be more tolerant and compassionate towards their needs and feelings, as well as be more open to their ideas and perspectives. Ultimately, accepting solitude allows us to find inner peace and tranquility, even when we are alone. It is a time for self-discovery and reflection that helps us become more aware and integrated individuals. Therefore, let's embrace solitude as an opportunity for personal growth and self-renewal, rather than something negative or frightening. Part 7. Decreasing ego. Decreasing ego is one of the key principles that Stoics urge us to recognize. It does not mean denying our own worth or self-deprecation, but rather acknowledging that we are not the center of the universe and are not obligated to always stand out. One way to decrease ego is to understand that every person has their strengths and weaknesses, and there is nothing wrong with acknowledging our mistakes and shortcomings. When we let go of the desire to be better than others, we stop comparing ourselves to others and begin to appreciate ourselves for who we are. Humility before the world also helps us develop deeper and more meaningful relationships with other people. When we are not striving to be the center of attention and are not seeking constant approval from others, we can be more open and compassionate to their needs and feelings. Decreasing ego also contributes to our inner peace and tranquility. When we are not consumed by the desire to dominate or control others, we can be more calm and balanced in various life situations. Accepting our mistakes and shortcomings also helps us grow and develop as individuals. Instead of hiding our weaknesses or denying their existence, we can acknowledge them and use them as an opportunity for self-improvement. Decreasing ego does not mean losing self-respect or self-worth. It is rather an awareness that we are not perfect and are not obligated to be. When we accept ourselves with all our flaws and imperfections, we can live a more authentic and sincere life. So let's give up the pursuit of perfection and recognize that we are all human with our own weaknesses and mistakes. Allow yourself to be modest and humble before the world, and you will find that it opens the doors to a more harmonious and satisfying life. Part 8. Living in the moment. Living in the moment is one of the most important principles of Stoicism, which urges us to value and fully experience every moment of our lives. Often we tend to either dwell in the past, reminiscing about regrets or joys, or project into the future, making plans or worrying about what might happen. However, true happiness and fulfillment are found right here and right now in the present moment. When we learn to live in the moment, we become more aware of our actions, thoughts, and emotions. We stop wasting energy on futile thoughts about the past or future and begin to appreciate what we have right now. This helps us feel a deeper connection with the world around us and with ourselves. Living in the moment also contributes to reducing stress and anxiety. When we are fully present here and now, we stop worrying about what might happen in the future or what has already happened in the past. We simply enjoy the moment and trust in the flow of life. One way to live in the moment is through the practice of meditation and mindfulness. When we dedicate time each day to sit and simply be in the present moment, we learn to accept the world as it is, without resistance or a desire for change. It is also important to realize that living in the moment does not mean denying planning or striving for the future. On the contrary, it is an acknowledgement that we cannot control all aspects of our lives and that ultimately, it is important to enjoy here and now, regardless of what is happening around us. Living in the moment also allows us to experience greater satisfaction from life. When we do not burden ourselves with thoughts of the past or future, we can enjoy each moment with fullness of heart and mind, cherishing what we have right now. Living in the moment is the key to true happiness and fulfillment. When we learn to accept the moment as it is, without resistance or a desire to change anything, we open the doors to a more harmonious and joyful life. By embracing these Stoic teachings, from understanding impermanence to fully living in the moment, we learn not to force life but to gracefully flow with it. Each principle discussed today offers a path to deeper self-awareness and a more harmonious existence with the world around us. Remember, life can truly be magical when we stop trying to control every outcome and instead appreciate the beauty of the present.